Hello, and welcome back to the Pokemon Blue FIFO Nuzlocke. I am Ectric, and we are back at it, going to try and continue on through this game. It's been a little while since I last recorded. I had that bulk recording session last week, and then I went home for the weekend, and after I went home for the weekend, I came back and I had to do a bunch of extra classwork and stuff like that, so I'm just now getting to recording again. I had a bit of a chance to finally be able to get some recording done, so I'm happy to be back. I'm really excited about a bunch of stuff that happened recently. The first one being the new intro song. So originally I had been using a recording of these, like an orchestral recording of the song that I use. But what happened was I kept getting copyright claimed, and obviously it doesn't really affect me right now, considering I don't get any sort of income from this. So I'm not monetized. But eventually I was worried that, you know, if I ever do get monetized, I didn't want to have to worry about copyright claims and stuff like that, and it always just was stressful seeing those copyright claims up on my on every single video. So I decided to change it up a bit, and I decided that being a gaming channel, an 8-bit version would be kind of cool to do. So I sat down the other day and I just banged it all out, and that was another thing that I ended up having to do to that kind of stopped me from being able to record, was that I wanted to get that new song up and running. So I went and got a 8-bit recording or an 8-bit music software, and then I basically transcribed the section of the piece that I used for the intro, and made it into an 8-bit song, and then I added in the percussions on top of it. So I hope that you enjoy it. I'm really happy with the results. Took a long time for me to be able to do, especially figuring out triplets was an annoying thing, because the 8-bit music doesn't allow you to do just pure triplets. It's basically you have to kind of mathematically figure out what the triplet length should be for each one, so they're not perfect. So that was annoying. And then the other thing was the percussion. The percussion in the 8-bit section didn't sound good at all. It sounded really crappy and was distracting from the actual music. So I decided to take clips of actual percussion and just add it on top of the 8-bit version in like a mixing software. So it took a little while to be able to time the percussion so that it was, you know, on beat and stuff like that. So that took a little while, but I did eventually get that done and remade the introduction and outro with that new music. And so I got the first episode that I added the new music to was the last one for the FIFO Locke, and then I also edited it to the second episode of the Mario series, the Mario 64 series. So from now on, that will be in the new intro. So I'm very excited about that. Very happy with the outcome, and I hope that you guys enjoy it too. And the best part is no more copyright claims, at least until I use another piece of music that UMG decides is theirs, even if it's not. So that was one of the really exciting things that happened. The other thing was I went back home. Oh, I can get another encounter. Do I have Pokeballs? I better have Pokeballs. But yeah, I got plenty. Okay, good. So I went home for the weekend. Ooh, species. Okay, cool. I can run away from this. Good. So yeah, that was a species clause. I have a Weeping Bell, so I can re-encounter. I play by those rules. Ooh, I got another chance at a Poliwrath. Okay, so Howldrin can quick attack this a couple times and probably be okay. I can also put it to sleep. So that does 10 damage. A crit will do 20, so we're good for at least one more hit. hopefully that doesn't do too much. Okay, we're good. Even with a 5 hit. Okay, cool. We'll put it to sleep now. Perfect. Okay, that... really? Jerk. There we go. Now we'll throw some Pokeballs. Alright, perfect. We got the Poliwrath. Now, obviously, as I've explained before, the rules of the FIFO Locke mean that I cannot add this to my team. At least not until I have a spot open up on my team, which would require a death of one of the 6 members on my team so far. So I don't want that to happen. So this guy will be in the box for now, but if we should end up having a death, he will be able to be added to the team, and we will be able to use this water and fighting type. Speaking of water and fighting type, I'm thinking of... So, I don't know if any of you know the Frog and Toad books. They were like children's books, and I don't know how old they are. I might be dating myself a little bit here, but I used to love those growing up, and they made a musical out of it. And I absolutely adore that musical. Look up the Frog and Toad musical. I think it's called A Year with Frog and Toad. It's got some absolutely awesome songs. And I think my favorite song in that is about them eating cookies, and they get absolutely addicted to cookies and can't stop eating them. So I'm going to name this Cookie. Because it makes me... Poliwrath makes me think of Politoad, which makes me think of Toads, which makes me think of that musical. So we're going to name it Cookie. And Cookie is now in the PC. So with that... Ooh, we can actually give someone to the daycare center. Is there a PC in here? There is not. Alright, so I'm going to go back to the PC in Cerulean, and I'm going to give myself a quick pass on this because it's not an actual team change. I'm not going to change the layout or anything like that. I'm just going to add Cookie to the team for a second so I can put it into the daycare. And then we will bring, I guess I'll put up, oh, this is the Mart, not the Pokemon Center. That's not the Pokemon Center either. But yeah, once we add them to the, or give them to the daycare center, we'll be able to bring our team right back to the way it's supposed to be. And then we'll be able to move on from there. Alright, so we're going to deposit. We will deposit Harry for now. Doesn't really matter. And then we will withdraw... Oh, we also have Sunny. I forgot about Sunny. Which one's Sunny? It's been a little while since I've played through this, so I'm going to just check real quick to see who Sunny is. Pokemon Sunny. Stats. Oh, Sunny's the Execute. We should heal up Sunny real quick. I'm going to go heal real quick and then come back and, do I want to put in the Execute? Or the Poliwrath? I should put in the, I'm going to forget about the Pokemon regardless. Maybe I shouldn't put anyone in the daycare center, because I'm absolutely going to forget that they're in there, and then it's going to, if I ever get to them in the list, I'm going to have the issue that, you know, I forget to put them in the right spot. So I think I'm going to just put Sunny right back, and not worry about the daycare center. That is what I'm looking for. So we'll bring Harry back onto the team and not worry about the daycare center. Sorry for that excursion for no reason whatsoever, but I changed my mind because I'm absolutely going to forget that that Pokemon is there, and then if I ever have to replace a teammate because someone dies, then they're going to get to the list, to their point in the list, and I'm going to completely forget they were in the daycare center, and I'll end up not putting them on the team, and that would be illegal, because they're supposed to be added to the team as they are in the order that they are caught. So if I have someone die on my team, I need to add Sunny to my team first before I can add Cookie. That is just the rules that I am playing by in the FIFO Locke. So with that, I'm gonna just go down to this way. I'm gonna catch up. Oh, I can catch another Pokemon. Alright, so we'll get this encounter. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Venomoth. That's alright. We'll catch it. Worst comes to... Hopefully we won't get to the point where we need to be using this far down the death list. With Mewtwo, we should be able to, for the most part, keep people from dying, because worst comes to worst, we just throw in Mewtwo and are able to just sweep away any troublesome enemies. Alright, so we put it to sleep, and I'm going to catch it now. Alright, perfect. Venomoth! So, I'm thinking of moths when I think of Venomoth. I'm thinking of that moth meme from way back. I'm thinking of the car salesman meme. I'm gonna just call it Slaps Car. Is there a space that you can use? Yes, there is. There we go. Slaps Car. Alright. And Slaps Car is gonna go into the PC. And if we ever need Slaps Car, we can add Slaps Car to the team. Are there any hidden items around here? I feel like there are a bunch of hidden items, but I don't know where they are. These areas seem like they should have hidden items, but they never seem to. I don't know if I'm just like not clicking on the right area, or if I'm clicking too quickly or something like that, but they always seem to be somewhere that there should be a hidden item. But they never do have hidden items there. I don't know why. Maybe on this side? Interesting. Alright, yeah, I guess nothing. Alright, well, we'll continue on. Let me try and avoid the grass as much as possible. Of course, I'm gonna have to also avoid trainers. You know what, we can fight trainers, why not? Well, I wanted to interrupt your private conversation, miss. Alright. So... Ooh, a Mankey. Okay, so while we're fighting this, I will continue talking about, what happened recently. So I changed the intro song, and that's been really exciting for me. That was the next big thing I wanted to do for the channel. And I'm very happy with this result, as I've stated a couple times now. I also had some issues in the Mario series. As you will see, I kept getting lost, and I'm sure frustrating literally everyone watching. Not because I was dying a bunch, although I did die a decent number of times, but more just because I kept, you know, not knowing what I was supposed to do and just running around, you know, completely, really? Come on. Alright, we'll just send in Mewtwo. I don't feel like dealing with this crap. But yeah, I just kept running around and not having any idea what I was supposed to be doing, and kind of just trial and erroring it, which, you know, is annoying when you're doing it. Probably even worse when you're watching someone else do it. If you, especially if you know where you're supposed to go and they aren't doing that. I'm sure that everyone who's watching that series is probably yelling at me the entire time that I'm supposed to be doing this one thing. For example, in the second episode, I was trying to figure out how to get the cannons in the first world to work, and I literally just was trying to push into this one cannon that was shooting enemies for like 10 minutes, and it turns out that I needed to talk to the first person in the entire area, and they would just open up all the cannons automatically, and I felt very dumb with that, but, you know, how was I supposed to know? Let's put this person, or this Articuno, to sleep real quick, and then we'll bring out God. I don't want to take any chances with this, legendary. Yes, okay. I thought I clicked on the wrong Pokemon first. That didn't matter. Alright, this is perfect. Psychic should be fine. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, it's fine. Two-hit kill. Sleep the whole time. We're good. That'll get us a lot of experience too, so that's good. Is Owldrin... I think Owldrin's getting up there in levels also, so we might want to switch him out. Yep. Let's put in Purunga up front and just do a bit of switch training with them, because I want to keep my team fairly well leveled and even leveled. Don't want to deal with any of that kind of crap. But yeah, so getting back to my stories, I keep getting interrupted by the game. You know, the nerve of this game actually demanding my attention from time to time. But I was so I went home this weekend, as I stated earlier, and first things first was oh, this is gonna not be very effective. First things first was I found that I got somewhat of a present from my parents. For this, I need a little backstory, but as I've probably said before in other videos, I did marching band when I was in college. I played the trombone, and what happened was, when you would go to games, you couldn't bring your case with you because there was nowhere to put it. So we would take buses from the music building down to the field, and you'd have to get to the music building with your instrument out of its case and just already set up. And at first I would just walk over to the music building, but it was all the way across campus and would take forever for me to walk, so I eventually started biking there for games, and that worked fine. I could bike with my trombone on my handlebars and stuff like that, and it was no issue. But what ended up happening was, one time on the way back from a game, I was biking with my trombone, and I got to a red light, so I stopped, and I was kind of talking with someone, and then all of a sudden, when the light turns green, I go to start pedaling again, and I feel this huge resistance, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I stop, and I look down, and my trombone slide was in the spokes of the bike's wheel, and I was like, oh no. And my first thought was, oh crap, did I just break my bike? And luckily for me, no, I didn't break my bike. Unluckily for me, I absolutely destroyed my trombone slide. It got bent all the and I could not play it. It was like it looked like I had just stepped on it or something like that. It was terrible, and I felt awful. It was my very first trombone that I had ever gotten. It was the one I learned how to play on. I had had it since I was in 4th grade, and I was devastated. But I ended up getting another student trombone from someone who went to my high school who no longer played. Bought it off of him for, you know, a little under $100, so it wasn't too bad expenses-wise, but it really did suck losing that first trombone. All that story to bring me to this weekend. My father made a display case for the trombone so that I could hang it on my wall in my apartment. So I am going to be getting a new decoration for my apartment, which is my destroyed first trombone. And he made it in the same, in a similar, like, to kind of emulate those farmers commercials. The insurance commercials that have, like, the, you know, the different statues for the different insurance mishaps that they were able to cover correctly. And he decided to make a similar type statue or display for the time that I ran over my trombone slide with my bike. So I am very happy that I can have that memory forever immortalized in my decorations in my apartment. Who am I fighting next? We'll keep in Bambi for now. Bloom. Yes, I should definitely switch. Aldrin's not great. Harry's super effective, I think. But yeah, so I got that quote-unquote present. I didn't end up bringing it back because I thought he had more to work on with it. Ah, crap. We'll just go to... Oh, Mewtwo will be super effective with Psychic. I'm trying not to use Mewtwo all the time, but it's just so useful. He's so useful. But yeah, so that's my new decoration that I found out about. I didn't bring it back with me because I thought he had more to work on with it, but apparently he was done, and I just misunderstood what he was saying. So my parents are coming to visit in a couple weeks because I've got a concert that I'm playing in that they're going to go see. So they'll bring it up with them when they come to visit for that concert. So I'm very much looking forward to putting that onto my wall and adding that to my decorations. I should go back and heal in Cerulean. I don't want to go into 2 more battles with my team tagged up like this. Alright, so we'll speed up, go back real quick, and then heal up real quick and go back to take on those last 2 trainers. But yeah, so that was basically my weekend. I also went and saw the new Pixar movie, Onward. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend it. It's very good. Chris Pratt and Tom Holland are both amazing in it. It's very heartwarming. There's a lot of really funny parts in it. It's just classic Pixar, and you really can't go wrong with Pixar. So I would say definitely go see it if you are on the fence about it. It's worth it, and even if it's I went down again. Even if your expectations are not that high, it's even if you don't love it, it's still, you'll still at the very least find it an enjoyable movie. It's not my favorite Pixar movie by any means. That title goes to WALL-E. WALL-E's, I don't know why, it's just my absolute favorite. I think it's just the fact that WALL-E is so innocent and pure, and I just he's just the best character ever, and the way he gets Eve to fall in love with him just from being his sweet and loving self is just something that I really, really enjoy. So yeah, that's my favorite Pixar movie, but this one definitely in the top half at the very least. There's some of the Pixar movies that I'm just not as fond of. And by no means does that mean that I don't dislike them, because I don't think there's any Pixar movie that I specifically dislike. There's just some that I don't feel as much of a connection to. Like Bug's Life, for example, was one that I just never really felt all that close about, or didn't really enjoy that much. Like, it's fine, it's just, not my favorite. It's another one of those ones that gave me secondhand guilt growing up, so I didn't like it as much. It's not as bad, but it still has the main character, lying and all that stuff, so not my favorite thing to deal with. I've never seen Brave, but I've not heard bad things, but I've not heard amazing things about it, so it seems like a run-of-the-mill Pixar movie. So I can't say whether I like that one or not, but I feel like if I were to watch that one, which I probably will at some point, it would probably end up going in one of the lower tiers, just because it's not as highly acclaimed as some of the other ones. I keep not paying attention to who I'm fighting against next. Let's keep Purunga in. Normal moves are fine. Beautiful. Alright. Purunga must be fast because he keeps getting a bunch of crits. I don't like this. Okay, that's good. Yeah, those 2 to 5 hit ones are really, really pain in the butts. Especially in Gen 1, because if you get a crit on one, you automatically get a crit on all of them, and that can really rack up damage. Not something that I'm very fond of. Not a mechanic I'm very fond of in this gen. We should definitely switch. We'll just make things easy. It's super effective. Wow, I just got an update from Google News that says Tom Hanks has tested positive for coronavirus. Don't know if that's true, but if it is, he better be okay. Tom Hanks is a national treasure, and he should be protected at all costs. Speaking of Tom Hanks, I was recently watching through Forrest Gump, and really, really enjoy that movie. It's a classic, obviously. But I really enjoyed the music in that one. I never really thought of the music in that movie, but like at the beginning and the end scene, that orchestral piece is really, really beautiful. I really enjoy it, and I never really noticed it before, but it's got a great melody, and it's very pretty. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, over this weekend I kind of just went home, hung out with my parents, got to see the dogs and cats there, and I was very happy about that. And then I went and saw Onward with my girlfriend, and then she went to a baby shower on Sunday, and I went to lunch with my family, and then came right back here. So it was a quick weekend, but it was still a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it. Let's go to Sandstone for this. Oh, Psychic is super effective on us. We're faster. We should be able to get a decent chunk of health down. Yeah, that was a crit. We're okay. We could last another... Oh, of course, we got confused. We'll just do this. We'll play it a little bit risky. Of course we did. Oh, no crit, no crit, no crit, no crit. Oh, that was risky. I should not play so risky. So... Psychic's effect. Psychic really does a number on our team. And that's water. I'm just gonna go in with Mewtwo just to be safe. Yeah, Psychic types are pretty devastating for our team. They're super effective on Sadstan. They're super effective on Purunga. They're super effective on Harry. And then you know, a water Psychic type would also do damage to Bambi because of the ground typing. Yeah, that was pretty bad, and also the confusion really was what did us in. I was hoping to get full experience for Sadstan there, but unfortunately we'll just have to go with splitting it with Mewtwo. Alright, well, with that being said, we have made it to Vermilion. And next episode, we should probably be going through the SSN and then eventually taking on the gym. We probably will not get through to the gym in next episode. We'll probably just get the SSN, but nonetheless, should be exciting, and I'm very excited to be back, excited to be recording again with new intro, and starting to hopefully get some more views, and be able to make more of your days a little bit brighter, a little bit happier, and entertain you a little bit. So, until next time, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.